there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today. Time's gone by, I've traded black dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today. I took a walk one street over from my home, cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I love today.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Robertson County? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Eugene Laverne, and this is One Street Over. And, you know what we do here. This is an opportunity for you to find out, hey, what's going on One Street Over from where I'm living. And one of our favorite new things to do, we've been at it about 6 weeks, maybe 2 months now, Jamie.
Feels like 2 years.
He's like, yeah, I'll come in once a week, and he's like, oh, that comes up really fast. Is it Thursday again? Is it Thursday again?
It does, but it's a lot of fun, and then it's also a lot of fun to take conversations on Wednesday night and going, hey, you want to go be on the radio, and and then not tell the person that it's actually streamed and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, so. I kind of like tricking people sometimes, but it's always for a great show and a good cause. So.
Well, and let's get your guest in here who did not know she was going to be on camera, but I mean, you look lovely. She's a school teacher, so you got to pull that microphone right to you there, and it is so funny. And it's Andrea Miller. I was thinking, okay,
No,
she just told me.
Mills.
Mills.
Yeah.
Andrea Mills. I almost had it. Andrea Mills. And you're the middle school, you're a teacher, math teacher. Oh, my goodness. I honor you.
Thank you.
I honor you. I'm learning to teach, and it's hard enough to teach. I can't imagine trying to teach math. I really can't. But anyway, God bless you.
Well,
God bless
I
you.
appreciate
How many
that.
years
It's
have you
fun.
been teaching?
21.
Oh, that's wild. Okay. God bless you. God bless you. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I'm teaching now. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, and you are the middle school coach
I am.
that is going to to the state finals or to the state? How's the tournament work? Talk to me, guys.
So it's the TMSAA, which is the Tennessee Middle School Athletic Association.
Nice.
Kind
I
of
love
like
it.
the TSSAA. And it's been going on for, I think they've started it, they're trying to do it for like 3-4 years. And every year it's gotten better. Every year it's got a little bit more organized. You got to think there's way more middle schools than there are high schools
Sure.
in the state. And, so a long time ago, after you would do your county championship, especially here in Roberts County, you went to the TNT, and the TNT brought in some other surrounding county teams. There was times I remember playing against Red Bull and Springs and things like that, or Macon County. But there was never a unified state tournament for middle school. Now, the one unique thing about the middle school state tournament is that it is invitation, and you have to be, you kind of have to do a certain thing in your county or have a certain record, but you can decline, and so you have to, what's it called? You actually have to clarify.
You have to declare before January 1st.
Okay, so you have to declare that I want to be a part of this tournament,
Right.
keep up with what we're doing, we think we're competitive. And is that probably the thing that makes you make the decision, we think we got a shot at this, so we're going to do the stuff to do it?
The first couple of years that it started, I guess because it was new and
Sure.
just unfamiliar to me. And we just chose not to declare. But then as things progressed and the word got around and you started hearing things that they wanted to pattern it after the high school, how the postseason play for high
Sure.
school, I started, pursuing that. So it's
How
been,
exciting for these girls, though. I mean, oh my goodness. To get a shot like this, I played basketball. I'm guessing you did.
I did.
Yeah, we kind of looking each other in the eye. I think we're, same height here. So, and I remember the excitement. We went to state one time during my high school career. It was so exciting. And to have that experience, middle school, to just fire them up, then to head into their high school career, oh, how fun. I love it.
And well, the cool thing is, I'll give you a little quick backstory because I really want the majority of the show to be about Coach Mills and the team. I have family in Macon County, and that's where she played. Macon County, she played for the Tigers. I believe at the time they were the Tigerettes, which have kind of everybody's gotten away from that. Is now it's the Lady Tigers.
Yeah.
And we actually graduated high school the same year, just different schools. And so I remember I actually became friends with her brother at a camp as we were in a couple dunk contests together, and it was it was just great to meet her brother. But she played for Coach Carter up there in Macon. They were really successful, and they still are. Macon County usually has a really fierce, competitive girls basketball team.
You hear about Macon County.
And so she went on to play. There was actually 3 of you guys that went to play at Cumberland. You, Dana, and Tanya, right?
There were 4. 4 of the 5 starters. Yeah.
So 4 of the 5 starters go play NAIA college basketball at Cumberland University, which is where I ended up after Dyersburg State for a couple years. So
Okay.
So it's pretty cool to know somebody from the time that they played to having a coaching career, teaching career for over 21 years. Then you fast forward to me broadcasting, and I believe the very first year I broadcasted was your first county championship, or in this role. I was there at the first one, and then to see them go. And then last year we go down to Lincoln County and we get beat, which we really thought we were the better team. This year we go down to East Middle, we win. We go down to Creswell, we beat them, and then we go to Lincoln County to play Lawrence. And I'll just be honest with you, I don't think anybody expected our team to win these 3 games. Coach,
What say you, Coach? Were you surprised at how the girls
I
performed?
wasn't surprised, but through the season, we played probably one team, which was Macon County. We always try to go there to give us, some challenge and to see what, a different style of basketball is. So they were intense, but that was early in the season. So through the season, we haven't really played a team that has matched our competitiveness.
Okay.
So I was worried about the intensity going into the Saturday game against East Nashville, just for the fact that I wasn't worried. I was worried in the fact that I was concerned because of the intensity, and I knew these girls were going to be athletic. I knew it was going to be where we were going to have to play hard from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And we really haven't had to do that most of our season,
Right.
Because we've 20 points plus, and then we would scale back. And I just all season long I would try to get them to keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the score. Just keep giving that intensity, to the max, because I knew at some point down the road, we were gonna be in a spot where we had to produce and keep fighting for, the end of the game. So
That's so funny that you mentioned that, because we got beat 6 times in 4 years, the team I was on at Lowe's High School. And that's what happened to us, because we didn't have any real serious competition in our district. I mean, we would win the district every year. I mean, easily. And so it wasn't until we got into postseason that we started having to play tough teams night after night, and that's when that would mess us up. We only made it state one time, and we should have won state at least once while I was in high school. But you know how those things go. But that's the thing, and you're so smart to be a coach and see that. It's like, I got to get these kids some experience. That some tough matchups. We would play the boys, to give us some real competition and some tougher competition.
How many games did you have during the regular season that was 5 points or less winning? I mean, that you won less than 5 points?
none.
So in other words, you just beat everybody very handedly. So yeah.
Other than Macon County, we lost to them, and it was down to the wire, and we were down 10 points in the last quarter, and that was at Macon. And I just, of course, they were guarding my point guard, Allie, tightly, and I just looked at her at one point, I said, "It's go time." Mm-hmm. And they come back. She scored 8 points within the stretch and tied it up, and we ended up getting beat by 3.
Oh wow! What an exciting game! Oh man!
Well, and then these first 2 games have been super exciting. You go down to Old East High School, down there in East Nashville, and it's got this crazy old gym, tons of history, and you go out there and you're warming up, and as you're looking, I know the girls are looking at it. I know the fans are looking at it. I'm looking at it. You're looking at the 2 teams warm up, and you're like, this is the most athletic team that we've played against. Mm-hmm. And you come out and you stick to a game plan, and it works. I mean, I'm a firm believer that a good basketball team will beat an athletic basketball team 90% of the time. It's, so it comes down to, all you got to do is hang close, and then it comes into coaching. And, I think East Robinson has one of the best middle school coaches there is. Even though we don't always see eye to eye on different things that, like, we talk after the game. Well, and that's one thing I didn't understand. She would keep starters in for a long period of time, and she was like, I have to teach them, because if we just pull back, they don't understand how to play in the second half. Mm-hmm. And it to be honest with you, it's one of those, I'm in one of those positions this year where I said, Coach, you're right. Because coming down the line at Creswell, in the Bordeaux area, it's tied up 52-52. 35-35 with 52 seconds left. Right. We hold the ball until the last, and we drive to the basket, and there's a foul call with 0.3 seconds left. And we have 8th grader who's a 2-year starter. Kelsey started for 2 years, right?
Yes, Kelsey Gregory.
Kelsey Gregory steps up and makes the 2 biggest free throws of her life, and that sends us down to the sectional championship, in Lincoln County, and we get down to Lincoln County, in which the Lawrence team had, once again, another. I mean, we're talking big girls. I mean, both of these teams, like, their starting 5 was probably taller. Their shortest person on the starting 5 was still taller than our tallest person on our starting 5.
Oh wow!
So we have a really good team. Every team has a superstar or a star. We have one of those, but when it comes down to it, all 3 of those wins, you've seen a role player step up.
Absolutely.
And so kudos, and that's coaching. That's also trust, amongst those girls, and they're just really fun to watch.
I can just imagine right now. It just sounds very exciting.
There's a specialness about this group of girls, and I've had teams before that have had that same dynamic. But I do not have to coach them to play hard. They play hard. And this group of girls, and most of the group of girls I have, also have won the middle school volleyball state tournament the past 2 years. So they understand that, when they get to the end of the season, what they've done. So being there, I think, helps, bridge that connection to basketball, because it's not all the ones. There were several that's not playing basketball, but majority of these girls have been there in that role. So they know what a state tournament feels like.
So they're excited about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love it.
And her assistant coach, Amber Gregory, is the head coach of the volleyball team.
Okay.
So these girls not only have been there, they've also been coached by one of the same people, and so Amber's able to, I know you'll shout it from the mountaintops that Amber Gregory is your partner in crime and that you couldn't do this without her. So.
Well, I couldn't, and I don't really consider myself a head coach. I just consider us coaches.
Okay.
Because, we're both in it.
Right. I love that. I love this. That's so cool. And how did you get into this role? I tell you what, let me go ahead and take a break first. But how in the world did you end? You've got the basketball history, of course, but whenever you started teaching, did you immediately know you wanted to coach along with teaching, or was it something that somebody talked you into, or did you have a child? Or I'm always interested how those doors open for people, because there's always a door. There's always a scenario that kind of unpacks that. So let's talk about that in just a minute, but I'm going to pause for a second. We're going to talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. We've talked a lot in the last, couple of weeks about what's going on with the evergreens around. We've got some things going on. They look pitiful, and I have great English ivy just everywhere, and I've had it for years, and it takes a long time to get it established. I know some other people that just have a ton of it. It looks awful right now. It's dropped its leaves. It looks dead. You're thinking, I'm going to have to cut all this back. I'm going to be ancient before it regrows. But I talked to Amy, and she said, it's time out. Don't start cutting anything down, because the evergreens took a really big hit with this polar vortex thing that happened at Christmas, and we really don't know what's going to happen. So we've got to take a breath, let everything just set, and as spring comes on, let's see what regrows, and then what you have to prune back. I was concerned about my wisteria. If you scratch on the trunk or the main vine, you'll see that there's still some green, and that tells you there's still life there. So when you have questions like that, call Amy. You can call her at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. You can stop by and see her. Now's a great time to get your questions answered. She'll be in the greenhouse getting all the bedding plants ready. But she's there 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday she's there from 1 to 4. You can go by and talk to her about the CBD that I swear by for my arthritis. But they're at 4920 Highway 161 in Springfield. This is the time of the year, guys. If you're going to plant cool weather vegetables, you got to get them in the ground. February is the time that you plant your lettuces and those kinds of things. She can help you understand that as well. And Brian Pulley will be in here in a little bit, and he'll vouch for the fact that he did his entire garden from bedding plants that they got from Corbin. He says it is hands down the best garden he's ever had. That's a testimonial for you right there. I'm going to have to start paying him. Go and see Corbin Creek Greenhouse, and thank them for being one of our full-time sponsors. And as always, please let them know U-Turn sent you. So let's answer that question, Andrea. Co-teacher. She's a teacher just like me. I love that bit of math teacher. That's a whole new level, y'all. But so your teaching, was it always something that you knew that you were going to do as part of this, is you were going to be a teacher?
I really didn't know I was going to coach.
Okay.
I always knew I was going to be a teacher. But I've always had a passion being an athlete myself.
Oh, yeah.
It's just something that's been a part of my childhood, my upbringing. A lot. But I started my teaching career in Macon County.
Okay.
Taught 5th grade.
One street over there's a life I
country school
could
in
know.
the west side of the county.
One beyond my wildest dreams.
And then during that
Maybe
time,
that would could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they
for
seem.
several years before
Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories Set the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from the one I had today.
County school, living in Portland, and then my husband going to the White House. So, get my family on with place, absolutely. I tell you, with no questions asked, with these overseas,
Times gone by, I've traded blackbird in the play.
trades basketball.
Thought my memories would end.
So, I was assistant
One train overs now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life, there's nothing certain. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing.
I love it. I love it. You know, because it's so funny. Because when I was in high school, the only thing I knew to do, I was a little country girl,
Street
and
over there's a life I could have
I was a big country girl, and I was always just naturally to public speaking. I was in a cafe, I was a public speaking rep, all that stuff. So I went to college to be an English speaking teacher, and I was going to go back and coach, just like Miss Jackson did. That's what she did. And so that was my pathway, and then I got bit by the radio bug, and there you go. And now to be coming full back around, it's just so interesting. I just always love to hear people's stories and their career path, because it's always unique, and I just love it. And that's how these students keep their eyes open and very cool. So tell me again when the game happens, when we need to be, thinking and praying over y'all, and just safety, and where you got to go, how far you got to travel, all those things.
Friday, we leave at 4 o'clock.
Set the curtain that rises to
Where
the
is that? Okay. Oh yeah, I know that. I knew that. Right.
I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. One street over
And this is not the. I'm going to get you a little bit closer to that mic.
I think it's down close to Chattanooga area.
Yeah, because we were talking about Inglewood and the Madison area, and it's like it's not that one. It's like another one. So okay. Well, that's awesome, and I'm so excited for you guys. I know the girls are just absolutely thrilled. They're going to. I mean, since it's close enough, you don't have to spend the night or anything. You can go and come home,
We're
right?
going to come home, get in the bed. We have to get up and play at 1:30 on Saturday, win or lose.
Wow.
It
So it's a double elimination kind of thing.
consolation at 1:30. Stewart's Creek Middle championship, which that's where we want to be.
Yes,
Obviously,
absolutely.
At 1:30 at Stewart's Creek High School on Saturday.
Okay, we're Stewart's Creek High School.
Same area, right down around the Murfreesboro area.
Okay, so it's all happening right there. Okay, and
So when we win Friday night,
yes,
we'll play for the championship at 1:30. And she said win or lose that we play at 1:30. That is true, because the other teams will be slated to play the championship game at a different time. But yes, we'll play that. And normally I broadcast everything. Well, we can't broadcast it live. However, no one knows this quite yet. I'm still going to go. I'm going to record it like I normally do.
Oh,
and
good.
then at halftime, I'm going to stop it. And then I'm going to upload the first half. And then I'll do the second half. And then I'll upload. So I can do it in a delay fashion.
Okay,
Kind of
cool.
a tape delay.
Yeah.
So that is the goal, to do that. Because there's a lot of people. There's a high school game, of course, going on. And at the same time, this is two great games for these young ladies, and I still wanted to make sure that we record them and they would have them, as a part of their history, that they could go back and watch and things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can't imagine having that kind of treasure from when I got to play. We didn't have that kind of technology. How cool that would be. Of course, they're so used to having everything recorded. It's nothing to them. It's like, of course I have a recording of when I won the state. Of course I do.
Well, it's cool because for East Robinson Athletics, I don't do any middle school games. That's like, it's kind of like the rite of passage.
Okay.
Until they get to high school. I don't do any middle school games until they get to the tournament.
Okay.
So every year, as soon as they make a tournament and they're going for a championship, I'll go and then I'll broadcast those games. So it's kind of like all of those players, and of course basketball and football has been the sports that we've really focused on. Haven't been able to do hardly any volleyball, but that's something that we're looking to try to do in the future. So,
and we just got to have people that want to get involved and be a part of it. And if you're one of those people that just love athletics and you want to do some broadcasting or something, he can school you on how to do it, how to set it up, and you can do it. And it's just wonderful. I know where my kids went to school at Good Pasture, it was all volunteers that did the broadcast. One of my sons helped with it for years, and it's just a volunteer thing. You got to have a love for it, but if you've got a passion for it, yeah, there's a place for you. And you can turn it into, you can sell sponsors. I tell the kids all the time, I said, get sponsors. You can do a podcast. You can be on radio. You just got to get out there and get some advertisers to say, yeah, I like what you're doing. Here you go.
That's the way to get some gear, and that's the way,
Yes.
And that's one of the things that the money that I raise through sponsorships, and the coaches don't have to do it, schools don't have to do it most of the time. I have people on air like telling me they want to be a sponsor, because because I have commercials, I show their graphics. Right. Did it the other night during the Greenbrier game. Greenbrier High School came over. Our girls battled back and won. Our both boys team battled hard, and Greenbrier won. But I will tell you that Terrence Summers, because the game was on Monday from Social Dweeb Sports that covers Springfield, since it was a Monday night game, he showed up, and I got him to jump on my broadcast. Okay. And so I've told a lot of people about what he does for Springfield and about Roberts County as well, and me and him both have agreed. It's like, hey, anybody, Joe Burns, Greenbrier, Heritage, anybody that wants to know how we do this. I mean, I'm not guarding any secrets. It's just like let's make Robertson County, one of the best counties that we can make it, and we're there. I mean, Blaine told you on Monday how many kids we've had signed to go on and play sports at the next level, and it's just truly amazing what we have here in Robertson County. So, absolutely, just a lot of pride there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's just it is an amazing county. These kids, they love the sport. We've got a lot of adults that love the sport and love being a part of it, as y'all are a testimony to. So just good luck.
Thank you. And
Prayers
I
for
want
you.
to shout out to the county for all the encouragement and the support that's been given to us.
Okay.
And Jamie, and I mean, people that can't make the game are very appreciative of being able to have been watching it live, and through that wouldn't have been, brought them into it as a part of it. So
that's very cool. It's very cool. I'm very excited for you guys. And big thing is he just doesn't want to ride the bus with the girls. You know that, right? He's like,
not after last.
No, he's a. What was the song you heard about 1,000 times?
Miley Cyrus, Party USA.
Oh my gosh!
18 cheerleaders, 14 basketball players, singing at the top of their lungs. Me, Cannon, and little Bruce, the only males on the bus. Yeah, I was like,
the experience.
I will drive next time.
There you go. Very nice to meet you.
Great girls, though. Great girls. I mean, they after the game, literally every game that I've come to broadcast, I think every one of them has come up and thanked me.
Oh,
and
nice.
and I think that's coaching. I think that's parenting, and I think that's who we are as a community.
Mm-hmm. They're just polite. We raise them right here in Robertson County, y'all. Raised right. I love it. Nice to meet you, Coach Mills.
Nice to meet you, too.
And
appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Anytime. And thank you, as always, Jamie.
No problem.
I know Thursday will be here in a minute. You got to come back in. So thank you so much. God bless you guys. And as they transition out, and we let Brian and Tiffany come on in, we're going to talk about my friends Mary and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Do you need friends in real estate? Well, don't we all? Eventually, it happens. And you want to move. You want to do something different. You want to maybe add to the property that you own. I've had some friends that they have homes, they have land that they have no intention of ever leaving, but they wanted to add to that. And so you got to have a realtor to help you handle all that. Well, what kind of interest rate can I get? What kind of things are going on around that property? That's one thing. If you've got property that you're wanting to show in a really great light, and maybe you've put it out there and it's not gotten any attention. Well, what are the pictures like? Do you have drone footage? Do you have the walkthrough tours? You can walk through you can, you know how you do the house walkthrough tours, you can do that on property as well and kind of walk through it and let people see what it looks like down by the creek and across the valley and those things, all those things. Barry is an expert at because he comes out of a marketing background, and he'll make sure that people see your property in the light that's going to get it noticed and get the top dollar that you can for something that you have on the market. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. They've been up in Cross Plains for over 20 years. They're one of us. They are Robertson Countyans, and they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or give Becky a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Let them know U-Turn sent you. And I've got to do something real quick before we get to Brian and Tiffany. I forgot to give we're doing the read through the Bible in a year thing. And I forgot to give the Bible scriptures yesterday. It's Leviticus, and it's like, so Rachel Culver, she sends out these fabulous devotionals that go along with it, and there's some really deep dig studies you can do on Leviticus, and it's fascinating. But it's just so much, and I'm so busy with school.
It's a little heavy, too.
Yeah, it really is. And so I haven't done the deep study in Leviticus, so I'm just trying to get through Leviticus right now. But February 8th, we did Leviticus 8 through 10 and Psalms 32, and then today, the 9th, we're doing Leviticus 11 through 13 and Psalms 33. And I just have to say, I highly recommend the audio Bible that you have on Bible Gateway, and there's a dramatized version. It doesn't help Leviticus very much, though. It's just, even the dramatized.
Does spice it up a little bit?
No, it doesn't. Yeah. But anyway, do your Bible reading. Sign up with Bethlehem Baptist, and we're having fun going through it. So anyway, hi y'all.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. How you doing?
This?
I know, isn't this lovely?
I've been
very homey.
eyeing it on your Facebook feed this week, wondering if you moved offices or whatever it's called, studios.
No.
Homey.
Ilyu Maldonado, he's president of Ebenezer Broadcasting, and so I'm surprised that the flag stayed up as long as it did, because when we moved in these studios, because he's been wanting to do something for a while, I just don't think he really knew how he wanted to decorate it up. So I came in the other day and he had that picture up, and then I was like, okay, there's still a blank spot on the wall, and he knew that, and he came in and put the other one up. I think it looks great. Yeah, and we've been needing to do something other than, we've had the flag draped up there. That belonged to the Republican Party, and I was chairman at the time, and we were just needing something on the wall, and I just threw it up there, and I told all the ones that are still involved with that, I'm like, that's y'all's flag. Yeah. I got to get it back to them. And and it may show up as a backdrop at Greenbrier audio video. I've got some videos we need to do. So we may use it just a little bit. And then I'm going to hand it back to the party.
There you go.
It's theirs. But I may borrow it for just a minute. Yeah. Anyway, so what are y'all doing?
Out serving the people.
There you go.
That's what we do.
Today.
It is, a little touch windy. Yes.
We were supposed to go out and fly the drone today because the weather was looking sunny. And all. At first of the week, I'm like, Thursday it's going to be sunny and 62. We'll fly the drone. It's too windy.
I think you may lose your drone if you get out there today.
We're going to try to do it tomorrow. But while we've got because we could still have a whole big beast of winter. I mean, we could have a couple of weeks.
Oh, we got some fun coming. Yeah, for sure.
So
we're not through it. Yeah.
And it may stay mild. You just never know. But probably going to have another blast. And so I told him, I said, I know they're anxious to get out and get it up in the air. And I said, well, while we've got some mild temperatures, let's go out and let's mess with the drone, and I'll show you how to fly it. Like, I'm still learning, but it's cool. And they got us drones that they're so easy to fly. They hover and they do all the things, GPS, and
wow,
they're awesome. So you don't really have to have any skill. You just have to be able to push buttons. So it's cool.
They've changed a lot over the years. I bought my kids a drone a long time ago, and they loved it for about 5 minutes, so they realized they couldn't really fly. Like, it was just so hard to, get it up. Because I wasn't spending, thousands of dollars on a drone, right? So. But they've come a long way. The ones my kids have gotten lately, they've been a lot more fun and
very
cheaper.
Cool. No, these weren't. These are these are camera. I mean, these are for filming.
What do those go for? What do they go for?
About $1,500, I think, something like
that.
They're not cheap, but I mean, you can get them cheaper than that. But to get one that's the kind of quality, and then they go way higher than that.
Oh yeah.
But that's what my kid builds drones, for an aerospace company. So he knows all about them. So I know way more about drones than I need to, because he talks. he's drone, all drones. But he was the same way. His first drone, he was at Tech. Oh my gosh! The reason why they have rules at Tech's about flying drones is because of my son. He took a drone at Halloween, and he hung like a ghost from it and flew it around campus.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
That's excellent.
Yeah, he's still got the footage of it. It looks fabulous. But he was flying this ghost around campus, freaking everybody out. And it was at night, and you couldn't really see the drone. You could hear it, and you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
And there's new rules now.
Yeah.
You can't fly.
He's just like a little Halloween spirit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
But then he went down to the beautiful falls and the parks over there, and one got away from him and went into the waterfall. So he crashed one really bad. But yeah, he's pretty good with drones though now.
That's amazing.
It's fun. But the ones now, they hover and they just hang there, and it's cool home that brings them home, and then you start to land them, and you bring them down, and then all of a sudden the programming takes over, and then it lands itself. I'm like, cool. So
We
it's
talk
really
about
neat.
the video aspect of that, having those affordable revolutionized, like in college athletics, my old world, the filming of stuff at game days, because they always want the overhead shot, and then like if the people are going to rush the field or something, they'll fly it right over there, and it kind of gives you like that perspective, like the Goodyear blimp used to do, but it's closer and kind of better, and it makes for very inexpensive for a production. It can really add a lot to it, and so most even small athletic programs have one of those, and they incorporate it into their whole game day production, and it kind of adds a completely different element. It's really cool, especially for like
neat.
Outdoor sports, football and stuff like that. It's really cool. So
Well, that's why we had to have them, is because they're such a part of audio and video production. So I'm learning. I'm smart enough to know what I don't know that I have to learn before I can teach the kids.
That's right.
So, but all right, talking with Brian Pulley and Tiffany Thomson, and we're talking about United Way, but we had to just visit for a minute.
Just
Say
catch up
hi.
for a minute.
We're just catching up.
Talk about your new decorum. And
We're just giving LU some, way to go.
Gives a nice vibe. It's very
Yeah,
normal.
it does. Well, this is a Christian broadcast
Absolutely,
facility, and that's the
100%,
thing.
yeah.
And so that's what we want to remind you, that this is a faith-based organization. It's owned by the Ebenezer Church. They organized a group. I need to have LU come in and just tell the story
That would be cool,
of the acquiring of the radio station and what the purposing of it is and what they're doing, because you can hear us worldwide on the app. I listen to it all the time when I'm down in Mexico, up in Michigan. I want some Christian contemporary music. That's where I go.
Yeah.
And great programming, all kinds of stuff. That's why at the top of the hour, if I go over, I used to think it was no big deal. He comes in, Laverne, I have other programming. I'm like, oh, okay.
I thought it was just me, and I just talk as long as I want.
I thought you just went back to music. No, I have programs. I'm like, okay, fine. But anyway, so what do y'all want to talk about?
Well, Tiffany's got, I think, a few things, so I'm gonna kind of.
We got some great things going on in Robertson County. We're so excited right now. We're in the middle of our funding process with United Way, and so I'm so excited because over the next couple weeks I get to go visit all of our nonprofits or potential partners and see everything that's going on. There are people doing amazing things, and so anyway, that's like one of the highlights right now. But we got VITA. VITA is going on. I get calls probably 5 times a day about VITA. So I know we've talked about it before, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it today. VITA is the program that we have for households that make under $70,000 a year, can get your taxes done for absolutely free by people certified through the IRS to do your taxes. It does not mean that you won't get audited automatically. There's no accountant, no program, no nothing that's going to guarantee you don't get audited. But they will do your taxes for 100% free. They'll help you figure out the tricky stuff. If you do Uber, if you do OutSchool, if you do any of those piecemeal type contract work, that's where the taxes get super tricky. And I know when I was doing stuff like that, my accountant charged twice as much money to deal with all of that stuff. And this is absolutely free. So, and I never made more than $70,000 teaching English online, but so yeah, go and take advantage of that. Actually, I should probably pull up the phone number or attach it, but you can call and make an appointment. Last week they were kind of thin. They didn't have a ton of people. So if you would have walked in, it probably would have been fine. And it might be that way for the next couple weeks. So if you absolutely forget, you go to the school board office on Saturday from, I think it was like 9 to 2. I should have probably brought this up ahead of time, but see.
I got a little fill-in for you.
Okay, good.
Just for HR professionals that I deal with a lot, this is great info to share with your employees. A lot of people are not aware of this. Right. And so from the fundraising side and our relationship side, I try to make sure that they're aware of this service that's available to them, because I don't think a lot of people are still. I mean, even though we've been doing it for the 4th year, I think. Is this the 4th year? I think it's the 4th year we've been doing it here in Robertson County. Program's been around longer than that. But it's an amazing service for your employees, because what we dealt with specifically in the manufacturing side, and this is coming from the HR people, a lot of them, as soon as they got their W-2s, they would go and go to some of these services that like charge you these crazy fees and give you a loan ahead of it and all this stuff, and they're losing like half their return, and they're not maximizing their return. And so this is going to maximize your return, and while nobody can guarantee you a no audit, because the IRS is going to do whatever they want to, this is going to pretty much, I mean, it's as close as you can get as far as guaranteeing that you're going to have a proper return and maximizing that return. So.
Absolutely. And so a little bit of information. It is Saturdays from 9 to 1. And it started last week and it will go till April 15th. The phone number is 615-830-7940. Again, that's 615-830-7940 to make an appointment. He did say that he'll try to squeeze you in if you walk in. But so that's at the Robertson County Board of Education. If you don't know where that is, it's 800 MS Couts. Is that how you say that? Couts Boulevard. So it's 800 MS Couts Boulevard. And that's the Board of Education building. So go get free taxes done.
Absolutely.
It's such a blessing to this community.
Don't wait till April.
I tell my students, because I've got students that are working, and I told them, I said, have you filed your taxes yet? You need to go and tap into this, because this is available and it's free. And you may end up not, if you're not doing them properly, you're not getting back what you're, because they're supposed to get back everything, I think.
Absolutely. At that age.
I think they're supposed to get everything back. Sure. And so if it's not done properly, you're not going to get back what you're supposed to.
And there is an online option as well, correct? Like for the people that may not want to come in, I believe there's an online option. So if you want to do it that way and you're comfortable with that, I know some people with their finances, like, I'm going to bring my papers and I want to sit down with somebody. So that's why the in-person's there, because it is serious. It's your taxes. But for some people, if you have a simple W-2 and you just don't know how to do it and you're young or you're just kind of getting started, there is an online option as well.
And you talk about the audit thing. I truly, though, think that when you have a tax professional sign off on things, I think that's got to help you to some degree. I don't know. We got audited one time, and we have an amazing accountant and an amazing professional guy, but we didn't owe any money, but we got audited. Right. So, and it's many, many, many years ago. Not fun, but it is, it just happens. But this way, at least by having somebody that has done your taxes, they audit us, and I'm like, well, go talk to Roger. And he handled it.
Right.
And so that's the thing.
That's the thing. I don't know taxes, and so that I take them to somebody, or if I do the H&R Block, which I've done, and I'll pay for them to do the check on it and all that. So that's my fail-safe. It's like, if it ever comes back, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's taxes. It's complicated, and that's why you have people that do know what they're doing.
Well, see, and that's one thing, too. I guess that with this office, we're opening up a can of worms this time. But I would think that you can make contacts here to offer help later on. Even I know Lewis and things like that. They could put them into contact. Say, hey, I need more help with my taxes. Would they be able to maybe point them into some avenues? Because I know people. I've heard of people that haven't paid taxes for years and things like that. Is that the kind of thing that they can handle?
I don't know. I haven't specifically talked to him about that. I do know, though, if you make more than $70,000 a year, there are actually other options to help get your taxes done for free too. And so there is a wide range of availability through the VITA program.
You just need to get into it and check into it, because the thing you don't want to do is ignore if you have tax issues and you need to file your taxes. You got to do it, guys. Don't do it. Just don't start that.
I do know they've had in years past been able to clean some people's up that had maybe just not done it properly for a while, and they were able to help kind of get them up to date and clean that up. And it's a great place to start, if nothing else. And so
they can at least probably point you in the right direction if they can't take care of it themselves.
Right.
Well, we had Lewis in here, and he just kind of seemed to indicate that he just really liked to like to challenge.
He seems to enjoy it,
he
which
surely does.
It takes a different type of person. Hey, big
really
shout out
does.
to Lewis too for kind of heading this up.
Yeah.
As we've seen in other communities that we have the VITA program, having that volunteer that has a passion for it, wants to serve their community, and we can make him a hero of the week every week, because this program would struggle to exist in Robertson County without Lewis, just as far as having somebody to helm that.
Right.
Also his connection with the school system and having that facility to use too. So just overall, thank you to Lewis for everything he does for that.
Yeah, mention it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, and the other volunteers would also volunteer under
absolutely.
him. Like, I see, this is what I'm like, so giddy that there's a place for everybody to plug in, because it's not my wheelhouse to plug in to volunteer that way. Today, I'm going to be unloading hygiene kits. The physical labor, that's more my thing. The mental labor, not my thing.
And if you just want to come and be a smiling face and hand out donuts and greet people, there's options there too.
That's
just
true.
because a lot of people, that's a stressful thing. Like, especially what you're talking about, if they've struggled with their taxes over the years, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna get all my papers together and I'm gonna go get this done. Seeing a smiling face when they walk in the door and knowing they're in the right place, and we're gonna get some resolution today. Like, we're gonna figure something out that's gonna help you, help your family. I think that there's a lot of places to plug in, like Tiffany said.
You bet.
Yeah.
Now, you did mention Hero of the Week. Do you have one this week?
I do, and I'm kind of punting this to Tiffany too, because we have something really cool happening this morning with one of somebody we've worked with in the past, and so I'm going to turn it over to you and let you talk about that.
So today our hero of the week is Megan McGuire for the Community Resource Center, and she's not a Robertson County resident, but she does good work here in that. So the Community Resource Center is delivering, I didn't get a number yet, but like thousands of hygiene kits today to our food bank. And so we talk a lot about people needing food. We talk a lot about people needing shelter, but people also need to be able to brush their teeth.
You bet.
They need to be able to shower. They need to be able to help use soap. And it's a lot of those things that we take for granted, just always having available to us. There are a lot of people that don't know where to go get a tube of toothpaste. Feminine hygiene products. We have 60,000 girls that don't go to school every month in the state of Tennessee because of their period. And that's a problem, that those girls aren't able to go because they don't have hygiene products to be able to go to school. We talk about that happening in Africa and all these other third world countries, but it happens in Middle Tennessee. It happens in our neighborhoods, in our schools. And so that's what the Community Resource Center does, is they focus on getting those hygiene products to people, and they've partnered with United Ministries here in Robertson County to be the deliverer of those hygiene kits. And so today at 9:00, there's a small little army of us that are going to unload thousands of kits into the United Ministries. But we have a lot of people in Robertson County that do amazing things, but we're really blessed by a lot of partner people outside of Robertson County that really do a lot for us. And so we're super grateful for them to want to help us out in this.
Amen. And Megan was there was a connection there. She was a United Way employee for years, and she ran a lot of our special days of action, like our Stuff the Bus and Give Thanks and all that. She was the head of that, and kind of just did an amazing job with that. And this opportunity came up and has been kind of a calling for her, and just doing some really cool work and helping people all throughout Middle Tennessee. And we're just grateful that she's partnering with us here in Robertson County, because it is such a need. So Megan is just always been amazing to work with. I'm happy to still get to see her when she comes here, but miss her with the United Way, but glad to see what she's doing now. So it's
Very
really
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hero of the Week. And I think that the hygiene kits, people just think about it when you're like, oh, I gotta go buy mouthwash and toothpaste, and then you know what that's going to do to your budget this week, because your grocery bill just goes through the roof when you have to buy soaps and toothpaste and all
extra.
of those things, because they're expensive.
Yes,
and they're
it is.
terribly expensive, more so now than before. So, but I absolutely, and we've got we run into students and things all the time too that need these things, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Way to go!
I didn't know that
Very
about the
good.
young girls, and that's a crazy stat. And
That
something
just kind of blew my mind.
You don't even
just that
think
I'm like,
about.
what?
You wouldn't but makes sense if you can't even afford some basic stuff in the house, then that's an extra thing. Yeah,
You better believe it.
And they're not cheap. Hygiene, feminine hygiene is very expensive.
You better believe it.
Even like the generic off-brand kind that doesn't work as well is very expensive. So I was blown away by that too, because I've heard so many things about helping women in third world countries, women in Africa be able to have hygiene products, but I hadn't even really thought about it being a very local problem.
And say that number again.
60,000.
Wow.
Girls don't go to school every month.
That's every month. 60,000 girls don't go to school every month in Tennessee because of their monthly. And I mean, are you kidding me? Because they don't maybe, and a lot of it, and some of it may just, I don't feel good, but a big part of it is like, I just don't have the products I need to make this doable.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Megan
Anyway.
and her group, and for United Ministries for stepping up and housing it and everything, and for Tiffany for spearheading that. I think it's really cool. So, yep.
I'm going to share that stat at
Trucking
school when I get
Yeah.
there today. I'm going to be like, oh, we need to do something about this
Yeah.
and just see if this is an issue for us here.
Which is crazy. It's like we have an excess of so much stuff, and it's like we can't take care of our young girls like in that.
And
Like,
that's the
I mean,
truth.
come on.
Well,
man.
and even to train like the school system to watch out. Oh, if there's a girl missing every month, maybe we need to like tune into that and be
You
like,
better
you know,
believe
how
it. See what's going on.
you know, or make it known to them, hey, we got products in the nurse's office if you ever need, you know, or however we can deliver that to the girls at school. Because
Yeah.
if they're not getting it at home, then we should be able to step up at school and be
I'll
able to
find
help
out.
them
I'll go talk to our nurse today and just kind of find out what the process is on that, because that's fascinating to me, and that's wow, that's incredible. So we're talking with my friends from the United Way, the bridge builders to the nonprofits, and what else have you got for us?
Well, what else we got?
got-
I thought it was time for another commercial. So-
Oh no, I've got one more. We can talk Cumberland Connect, but I don't.
I've got something tied to Cumberland Connect that I'll
Okay.
hold off on. So if you've got any other kind of little events you want to
I'm
promote,
trying to think.
I'll jump in there. You got Laundry Love next
we got,
week.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was
Yeah.
going to talk about. Thank Brian keeps me on track.
Yeah.
Yes, Laundry Love we got coming up next week, and so we're super excited. We broke our records last month with a number of loads of laundry, so that means we need to break our records of volunteers this
Yes.
month. So
Need help.
if you can come help volunteer on Friday the 17th from about 8 o'clock to noon, any amount of time in there too. If you're like, I can't do 4 hours, but I have an extra hour that morning while I'm running out errands, come help. You know, if you can put quarters in a machine, you can help with Laundry Love. That's exactly what we need help doing. And so that will be next Friday again, the 17th, at Sisters Coin Laundry, which is in the strip mall where Belk's and Goodwill and all that is. You will notice it because you will see the store that has all the laundry sitting outside. And if you need your laundry done, please get there as early as possible, because the last load goes in at 10:30, and if there is still laundry, we often try really hard to get it all in. But if it's still sitting there and we can't get it done in the amount of time, then you have to come back and get dirty laundry. So please just come early and you'll get a guaranteed spot in one of the washers. So yeah, we got that going on Friday. We're super excited.
Laundry Love, come and help, be a volunteer, get your quarters together, all those things.
Yeah.
How are you on your funding? Like, where are you at as far as? Like,
We are funded through June. So
Okay.
every month we use up another. That's anticipated. Like, again, we broke records with loads last month, which means we also broke records with how much money we spent last month. So depending on how many loads of laundry we actually go through, so we really, it takes about $1,300 a month to be able to fund this. And so we've had people be like, I just want to sponsor a month. And so they donate $1,300. Some people are like, I've got 8 quarters. And we're like, great, that'll pay for a load. You know, it really just depends on what, you know, what you can afford. It doesn't matter. Just every quarter helps. You know, you see a quarter on the ground, pick it up, bring it to me. We'll put it in the machine.
8 quarters for a load.
No, actually it's $8, not 8 quarters. So a lot more.
What?
Yeah, a lot different.
Those machines are huge. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
$8 to
Yes.
run a load in those big machines, because you do the big ones.
We do the big ones, and so we actually count those as more than, because it is, you can put more than one load in.
Sure.
So we have this formula that we figure out what it is as far as the load goes. But yeah, it's not cheap. A lot more expensive than when I was in college and using the laundromat.
Wow.
Yeah, you could take 4 quarters and get you, especially if you stuffed it in there real good. You gotta
Not
make
sure
it
it
work.
got real coarse,
Yeah, some
but
towels mixed in.
make it feel better.
Yeah, at least you got water on it. It dried. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
hysterical.
lot different. So it's expensive. So,
Yeah,
But if
okay.
you want to donate, contact. I mean, you're always taking donations, and that's just a really amazing service that's been provided for years now to the community. And Tiffany was great to step up and take that over. And it's another one of those. If you got clean clothes, I mean, it makes all the difference in the world. And clean bedding and clean towels.
We're so spoiled.
Yeah, that stuff most people take for granted, but particularly if
I wash my clothes way too much.
Yeah,
so
I like my clothes clean.
I do too,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine, having to wear something for days.
Right.
I just can't even imagine.
Or save up until you're able to go.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people do.
Yeah, and with children too. I know we have a lot of families up
we
there.
do. We serve a lot of families, elderly, disabled populations. I had somebody call the other day that said they're helping somebody else who their septic system went out, so they don't have laundry, they don't have toilets right now in their house, and they're like, well, what do we have out there? There's rent assistance, but there's no septic tank repair assistance out there.
There's not.
And so, we got Laundry Love. We can at least help her do her laundry, even if we can't really help fix the septic tank as much as I would, love to find a resource for that. So if anybody knows a resource to help fix the septic
you
tank,
just want to help a family.
it's a $600 fix, and there are most of our families out there. A $600 surprise expense is too much. They can't do it, and so. That's one of the blessings of Laundry Love is, well, maybe we can help take the pressure off somewhere else. Maybe we can, maybe we can wash the laundry, or maybe we can help get food sources so that you can put some more resources towards getting that fixed. But it's a lot, and so we would love to have you. Oh, I talk a lot about the epoxy of two-part epoxy of money and volunteers. We need both. We can't do Laundry Love without money. We can't do Laundry Love without volunteers, and it's that way with every single service we have going on. So if there's a place you want to plug in with donations, or a place you want to plug in with your time, I can help with both of those things. And so that's kind of the beauty of seeing how we really need each other to be able to make this work. There are some people with time and money, they're very blessed, but most people either usually have time or they have money, and most people don't have both. So.
There you go. I love that you call it a two-part epoxy.
That's right.
That's wonderful. I love that illustration, but we are going to be out of time here in just a second, so we're going to move on. You said you had something about Cumberland Connect.
Yeah, just
Say what?
Want to shout them out real quick. Susie Yonkers, who's their community relations person, we've been working with her for about a year now, and she was able to get us some more grant funding as part of their partnership with TVA, and we found out that got approved this week, and that goes right back into Robertson County, into our general fund, which funds our partner agencies. And so we're just very thankful for our partnership with them, and she seeks us out on that. We have to fill out a little paperwork. It is super easy, but it is and she does that throughout her region. So, but she thinks about us and knows the work that we're doing. So I'd love to have her in here sometime and talk about what all they're doing. I think that would be a great connection with your sponsorship you have with them, but also what they're doing community wise. So just big thank you to them and their continued partnership and what they're investing in our community.
I love it, and I just love them as a sponsor, because they're our latest full-time sponsor, and we're so thankful for them coming in and helping us out with the programming here, and so thankful that they're helping me out with my internet now. Now that I am a Cumberland Connect customer, I am just absolutely thrilled. My guest yesterday, she is waiting, so when I meet those people that are waiting still for Cumberland Connect, I'm like, it's awesome. And
there's a little air of superiority that people already got hooked up. They're like, it's amazing. So amazing. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I know.
My mom did that to me. I was like, Mom, I have decent internet already. You know what I mean? It's like you did. Anyway, it's just funny.
Yeah, but it's you do have that. You're like, Cumberland Connect. I've got Cumberland Connect. So it was so funny, because when I went into when I called Dish Network to turn Dish Network off. And I've been a customer of theirs for a very long time. When they said how many years, I'm like, wow. I mean, it's like 20-something years I've been with Dish Network. And they started trying to give me this spiel. And I was like, no. I said, I've signed up for Cumberland Connect. Oh, okay. That's what they said.
Yeah. They know.
They knew. They knew. And so they're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
And so anyway, and if you're somebody that struggles and you need Laundry Love and you need those things, and you're like, I cannot afford internet services, but I'm a Cumberland Electric customer, well, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you may receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. Call Cumberland Connect 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362, or go to cumberlandconnect.org, cumberlandconnect.org. Find out about the reliable connectivity program, or you can just put in your address and find out when they're going to knock on your door, because if you're a Cumberland Electric customer, they're going to be on their way. And when you talk to them, let them know U-Turn sent you. Parting thoughts, my friends.
Well, one more thing I want to talk real fast about was the Robertson County Prevention Coalition. If you've got a heart for helping our community become more, use our resources better to become more drug-free, or better resources for our mental health, I guess is really what it boils down to. We are meeting today at the public library. Or if you can't make it today, but you want to get plugged in somehow to be able to help our youth and that turn into our adults and become the citizens of our community, stay away from drugs and alcohol, please come and contact me, and we'll get you plugged into that work. That's something else that's really going on that I'm wanting to try to get more and more people involved in the work that we're doing there. And also, we have a homeschool key club. If you have a teenager that's homeschooled that wants more to do with service, also contact me and we'll get you involved in the key club. Those are opportunities, scholarships, all this stuff that are available through the public school system that aren't available to our homeschooled youth, and I just wanted to put that out there for anybody.
Absolutely. What time is the meeting today again at the library?
It is at noon.
At noon for and tell the name of the organization again.
It's the Robertson County Prevention Coalition.
Great organization, and so glad to have you guys, and all these things y'all do. It's just amazing. And if
Tiffany stays busy.
Does
So
she?
yeah.
We'll talk maybe more fundraising next week.
No, it's fine. This is the time. But I'll say mine. Yeah, we're good right now.
Okay.
What she's got going on is more important for sure.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us here for One Street Over. We'll have an episode of Faith Friday tomorrow. I've reached out to a couple of people, so I can't say for sure who's coming because I haven't got confirmation yet. But we'll be talking. We'll get some Jesus on you yesterday. Intentionally, we try to do that every day. Read your Bible every day, y'all, and join us again here at 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.